to order. 6:30, Sean. Okay.
What? Roll
Yeah.
call?
Roll call.
Mayor Waterman,
Here?
trustee Boggs is absent, trustee Davis,
Here.
Hinkleman,
Present.
Krogman. Present. Gallagher,
Here.
Comedina. Here. The clerk is here, and treasurer Sides is here. You had a point.
Oh, we didn't put the attorney.
Ha.
Come here, Drew.
We'll go ahead and write your name.
And that's the end. Next week.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know we have a road call agenda one that we want to.
I'd like to move Mid-America up to number one so he can get going.
I second that. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Motion passed.
I guess you get the floor again.
Yeah, well, thank you for that.
Look at it.
Appreciate you again taking a few minutes of your time to listen to the renewal process for the natural gas franchise. As I explained, I think it was 2 months ago, I guess, when I was here. The electric franchise was up for renewal, I think, in 2005, and you passed that. And then unfortunately, natural gas wasn't done at the same time. In our conversation last time I was here, we talked about moving the term of this one to 21 years so that it would coincide with the expiration of the electric. So the future boards and whoever takes my job will be doing it all at one time. And Mr. Attorney, you weren't here, I don't think, but I assume you probably were involved maybe in the electric franchise, you know? The language is very similar to that, except for the difference between natural gas and electric. I did fix the typos that we mentioned, or you folks caught the last time. Other than that, I think it's ready to go for your consideration. I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. Sean has been great about emailing me and getting me things back and forth. And we have email communication, so that's great.
Rick, you was here for the last one, the electric?
I
wasn't, so there isn't anything in here.
There was nothing nothing I'm told that I was aware of. Pretty much run-of-the-mill thing that you,
Okay, that's just what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure, just had to ask you.
if you want services, you kind of have to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
And the gas one did expire in March of this year, so
so what do we do, we make an ordinance, or do we make a motion to pass this ordinance, that's what we
that's,
do?
that's what she, and Sean and I have talked about the things we need to do to get it filed, and we'll be good.
Just one question, passing an ordinance, we need to do like the 3 readings thing or anything like that, or we can move that it doesn't.
As far as I'm
need-
concerned, I don't know that your rules,
Well,
they
that's-
never were really stepped down. You can have a 3-reading rule, you don't have to have a 3 reading.
That's-
Most places do, and all they do is do a motion, waive the 3 readings, move to pass.
Okay, and as long as it was on the agenda that we were gonna probably take action on this tonight, then we've got ourselves covered as far as.
One of the
Open
reasons
Meetings
people
Act.
have 3 readings is if they have a really controversial matter,
Mhm.
they'll have a reading, give the opportunity for the public to speak and what have you, and do that for 2 times. The 3rd time, they read it and pass it, or not. I mean, but that's usual. Otherwise, 90% of the time, you waive the 3 readings and you pass it, if it's non-controversial.
And as far as Open Meetings Act, because it's on the agenda.
It's on the agenda, and, well, as far as I'm concerned, what I'd like to see, and I'm just gonna, Mrs. Shaw,
Sure.
is that, I think you can do it, as long as it's on the agenda, it's,
Yeah.
people know what's coming up. But I would like to see maybe some language put on, just at the top, anything shown on the agenda as possible action.
Okay,
Just
But
as
that's-
simple as
that's relating to our agenda, not this
Well, how many agenda
particular
do I want?
ordinance at hand.
that.
Yep,
Yep, it's out there, that's
Yeah.
okay, that's fine, that
Okay.
does it for me. That's all right, I didn't know.
That's okay, it's fine print.
super.
And it's dark in that corner.
It is.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that.
Big fact. I didn't realize that was.
I make a motion, we accept and approve the,
I'll second your motion, Leo.
and whatever ordinance number it would be in the books.
Do you know what number that's gonna
We'll
be?
call it the Mid-America contract for now.
Do you have any idea what ordinance number that is gonna be at this time?
We're not at this moment.
Okay.
Alright, and at such time as we can get the ordinance number straightened out, you know,
I can go and look at it.
as Steve said, Mid-American contract for
Yep.
natural gas.
I'm gonna do a roll call on that one.
I-
Sure, just all in favor.
I do roll call only because I don't think there's any money being spent on this, is it? No?
No, and I
It
did,
hasn't been, haven't you?
No.
as I mentioned last time, I did again to Shauna, if tonight, if there is any publication costs, then we take care of those, but she said she didn't think there was.
Okay. We'll go ahead and do a roll call vote, Dean Buzz, absent, Davis,
Yes.
Hinkleman,
Yes,
Krogman,
Yes.
Balaguer,
Yes.
Medina.
Yes.
Motion has passed unanimously.
Do we have to get you that ordinance number, or?
No, no, usually I wait till the
Just
city
take-
clerk gets
Send you-
the process and she sends it,
Send you a
we're
file.
fine.
signed notarized copies what you're after, right?
Yep.
And I get a letter of acceptance back to you folks for your files as well. I think you might need a motion to waive the other readings, though, if that's the intent.
I'll also make that motion, waive any extra readings we have.
I
Take
second,
the action tonight.
I second that. I see no controversy in this whatsoever, so I second the motion to waive the additional readings.
So we really have no rules of procedure.
Right,
I'm aware of it.
and then all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's passed.
Well, again, thanks for past business and the future.
Yep.
Most of you, I think, at least have my business card I had in the folder last
Yep.
time.
Yep.
If there's anything, you know, that you need, let us know.
Okay.
One question,
There we go.
there's a power pole, it's not used, there's no wires hooked to it, over by the boat ramp area.
Okay?
Is that Mid-America's pole?
I don't know, but we can sure ask.
If there's no power hooked to it,
It's just, there's no wires?
Nothing,
It's-
nothing
It's
whatsoever.
just there.
just there,
Hold this.
we might wanna use that for something.
Oh, so you don't wanna remove it, you wanna see if we would give it to you, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, we're considering putting either a purple Martin box or a bat box on it.
Yeah, I can find that out, and I'll probably just communicate with you if that's okay.
It's just fine.
Alright.
There's no power hook, there's no wires to it
Nothing
or
at all.
anything, just sitting
Yeah,
there.
I'll have one of the guys come by and I'll know whether
It's
it's
on
ours or not.
Broadway, just
Just straight down.
west.
Well, just
yeah.
straight
Down
down.
by the boat ramp, I've been down.
Yeah, and west of the boat ramp on
Right, I'll
Broadway.
take a look on the way out of town too.
Well, actually, you just go straight down Thurston.
Yeah,
Right as
just
you make the corner
Yeah.
by your house, Sherry.
Yeah, as soon as you're down
Right
Thursday,
down the
you
west
have the
side.
corner, it's right there in front of you.
Okay, absolutely, we'll check that out for you. Alright, thanks for everybody, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Shall we go back to number one now?
Sure.
All right, road commissioner. I grew a blank. Come on, somebody help me out here.
What, road
Still on
salt?
the road salt?
Yeah, what's the road commissioner's name?
I'm thinking Grambling, is he the one over there?
Grambling, Grambling.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I talked to him the other day, and he asked about the bill on that, and I told him to submit us a new one, and he did, and we have the bill now for the $100, so. You guys wanna pay
I
that?
make a motion that we get this paid and brought up to date because it's in arrears.
The salt's currently in the garage here, or?
No, it's what we used last one.
Oh, okay, so it was,
Yeah, we've already
Okay,
used
alright.
it, we just need to pay for it.
sure, okay.
I'll second the motion.
This was down on our agenda a couple months ago, we
Mhm.
got tabled, and
Mm-hmm.
then the bill never showed back up, we don't know what happened to the bill. So, and I put a new one, and he did,
I have it
and
on
you
here.
have, it, yeah.
Yeah.
For the bills to be paid too, so. go ahead and get a roll call vote.
Okay.
Davis,
Yes.
Hinkleman,
Yes.
Krogman,
Yes?
Balaguer,
Yes.
Palmadino.
Yes.
The motion is passed unanimously.
Porta potty. I've had a suggestion by one of the citizens that we put 3 in this year, so we can get one over at the playground, instead of kids running across back and forth from the pavilion one. If we're gonna get them at all, and it's up to you guys.
What's the cost on those? Do we
I
have a
don't-
current fee?
I don't know, you don't have any idea, I have no idea.
County waste is $60 a month each. They clean them once a week.
We did that with tiny huts last time.
I don't know. I should check that out
That
again.
seems high to me. Doesn't it?
It's 30 or something.
I thought it was too, I thought tiny huts were like 32. $60.
If you're getting 2, they might cut you a deal.
Always wanting 3, one for the boat ramp,
I
one
think
for
we
the
can,
pavilion, one
I
for
don't know if
the
we
park.
need one at the boat ramp. Take
Yeah,
one from the
yeah.
boat ramp and put over there.
No, I think we need one at the boat ramp. There's too many people coming in off the river that are using the trees, so.
That's a good call, Randall, that's this month, I forgot.
Well, we can get prices and stuff. Those coming in. Oh, there's one.
Maybe we could have Sean a check and say, if you're gonna get 3 of them, I know they'll do them for their normal rate. Call around, you got tiny huts, you got, country, you got ESI has them, county, there's a bunch of them.
Can we do a motion something to the effect?
Who did you have them
of-
from, Taryn?
It's county waste,
County.
it's $60 a month each. So,
It didn't matter how many.
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't do my homework on this one, I should have prices and everything here, I guess.
Can we do something like make a motion to get 3 comparisons and go ahead and order them up with the least expensive of the 3? I mean, we gotta have them.
Yeah, we're gonna need them before a month, I think.
Yeah.
We better decide to do something.
Yeah, we have.
The boys will be boys and they're already
This weekend, they'd like
doing
to
their
have
thing
one there
over
by
there.
then, but
You
I
know,
don't know
like,
if that'll happen.
the only promotion is not to exceed X dollars.
Yeah, I would say.
Oh, yeah, if she's got a quote for 60, let's
Can't
go
imagine,
off of that.
if anybody's any higher than that, we're not gonna order them anyway, so 6 times 3 is 180 a month. So I make a motion that we comparison shop it between 3 and take the lower of the bids, not to exceed 180 a month.
The third one you're talking about putting up though, we've got one that'll be by the pavilion,
Yeah.
and one at the boat ramp. Where's the third one gonna go?
At the
Playground.
park equipment.
Oh, okay, all right,
So kids
okay, I
are-
got you. I'm following you now.
Uh,
Okay, I'm
that-
following you now.
I think that's a dangerous
Sure,
situation.
sure.
Okay.
I'm following what you're saying now.
And you can't just put it at the park equipment, because then we have people at the pavilion running back and forth.
Right. No, makes sense. Makes sense.
Probably won't hardly get used, but the one time it did, it saved a life.
Sure. If Terrence got a quote for 60, I think, yeah, if we can find something that's at, that or lower, then yeah, sure, that makes sense to me.
Sean, are
Now,
gonna
it's
check
through
on that?
county waste,
I
is
can
that,
do it. Sean's got 'em
is that who
all.
we went through in the past, was county?
I don't know.
Well, I thought, last year, or the year before, we did it with Heine Huts.
Wondered-
I
I
think-
thought we had county, but I'm not sure.
I saw him come pick them up, because I was surprised that we were using them, because I didn't know we were, maybe it was the year before, but.
Yeah, I
Well, I'll
like-
tell you what, if you like, I will take the responsibility for making those comparison calls, because I know Sean's just got enough on her plate right now.
So we need the motion on the floor then.
Sherry Krogman's motioned to get 3 porta potties, taking the lowest bid, not going over $180. I need a second.
I'll second.
That is to, after the, well, I'm trying to say that motion, after the lowest bid is acquired, to go ahead and contact them and order them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Roll call vote, Boggs?
Here.
Uh, It's minutes for the motion,
The porta potties, you
no
okay
porta
with that?
potties.
Yeah.
Said yes?
Yes.
Okay. Davis,
Yes.
Hinkleman,
Yes.
Krogman,
Yes.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Plummer.
Yes.
The motion is passed unanimously.
Item number 4, Shauna knows more about this, because she was contacted, so
Hmm.
can I allow you to speak on that one, Shauna?
Sure. Alright, well, the, Illinois Municipal League is holding a newly elected officials workshop. The one that's closest to us is going to be Wednesday, June 19th in Galesburg from 6 PM to 9 PM. If anybody wants to attend, it is $50, and that should be covered by the village. We can pay the night that we go, we just show up early. If anybody wants to attend, you're not required to attend. They feel that it would be something that would help you, being a newly elected official, kind of give you some insight.
You said June 19th,
Yes,
that's a Wednesday, from 6 to 9,
yes.
at where in Casper?
I'll give you some paperwork, it's at the city hall.
Gotcha, okay. And the $50 fee would be at the expense of the village for anybody that chooses to attend that?
That's correct.
Okay. So that's 2 weeks from yesterday.
If there's anybody interested, you can speak up.
I guess if anybody's interested, the ones who want to go could carpool, June 18th, the carpool.
I was thinking about attending, most
Okay.
definitely.
I could check my schedules and see if there's any flexibility in getting that done or not.
I might go down if you don't, I mean, a bunch of you wanna go, I won't.
Do we have, you just sign up at the door if you show up, and that's what it works, Shauna? You don't have
Yes,
to-
at 5:30 to hold registration, and you just show up,
so
and you
don't
go
have to
ahead and pay
pre-register
the
or
fee
anything.
right there, right, yes.
Well, if any of the trustees or anybody interested,
What time would we have to leave?
Galesburg takes about 45
45
minutes.
At the most, yeah, if you know where the hall is, you can be there in a half hour.
Half, 35.
Right, I don't know.
35 minutes, shoot right now.
It's only 24 miles, so.
Yeah.
well, anybody that's interested can get a hold of Shauna.
For,
Yeah, anybody that, you know, if we want to carpool, we could get a hold of each other, figure that out, and workings.
well, we would need to vote on that because it's money.
I think you ought to have a vote, I think second, you gotta, method of pay, if you're gonna pay at the thing, I think if you're gonna pay it yourself, bring a receipt back, get reimbursed, and
Sure.
be voted that that will occur, whoever does attend and brings a receipt back, it's simple
I
as that.
like the sound of that.
Mm-hmm.
The motion to that effect ought to
To reimburse.
cover it.
Make a motion that the village should reimburse anyone that attends this workshop seminar as long as they bring the receipt back.
A second.
Roll call vote. Boggs,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Hinkleman,
Yes.
Krogman,
Yes?
Gallagher,
Yes,
and Colina.
Yes.
Motion is passed.
I got the village truck on here, 6,
You skipped one.
skip 5.
oh, I'm sorry, yeah, I did, volunteer for, versus hiring for mowing. But, Steve, talked to me the other day, and I said, you're in charge of the mowing, so you tell me if you still think we're okay?
I think it's working for now. with some
Okay.
volunteers.
Okay, I just have got a couple of other names that you can,
Can I ask one question? I don't remember, we've used volunteers before. Is there any problem using volunteers with our insurance people?
you just have to sign a waiver.
I mean, they've checked with them,
Mhm.
okay, cause sometimes they get a little funny about volunteers, cause they're worried about if they get injured on the job, they aren't employee, but then there's claims for, they get a little weird on you.
I am
The
also.
board members are employees, so.
Yeah,
that-
board member, but that's not necessarily, I'm talking about outside volunteers.
Yeah, as long as they sign a waiver, they're fine.
Because they stopped, you know, when they, a lot of times they used to say you do public service, they stopped doing that in a lot of courts because people go out and get injured while they're doing it, then sewer get compensated for injured when it's just, they can get crazy.
Okay, well, we'll just leave it the way it is right now, Steve, and so we've got a couple other names if you need any more help.
Okay.
Village truck, the reason I got that on there is because right now we have a P.O. box, and Shauna's been spending her fuel money to go back and forth to Kelowna and pick up our mail. Where either we could reimburse her for that some way, or use the village truck. I don't see why she should have to run back and forth from there on her own dime right now.
Is it gonna be easier for you to get reimbursed for your gas, or to come down here, open the garage, get the truck every day, drive up there, drive back, put the truck away? What would you rather do?
You know, it's kinda tricky keeping track of gas and mileage and,
Well, we
you
just
know,
figured-
I have no problem coming up here and getting it and going.
I think it'd be good
Well,
for
you're
the
not
truck
picking up
too.
the mail.
Right, and then you're driving it every day.
This shouldn't be going on for much longer, we should be able to get our mail back to the mailbox before too long.
Well, we're gonna have to get a lock now.
Right, well, I
Yeah.
should have put that on here. How's that? Dan, didn't you say there was someplace you knew where you could buy them?
You can get them at,
You can get them anywhere?
you can get them at Lowe's and on security box.
Yeah.
I'll have to check on the price on them. I'm trying to get our
Well, we
mail back.
paid the PO box for 6 months, I mean, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we've got a little bit of time left, but it was something we should probably, actively pursue, find out what it would cost to do that, and try and get it changed over, I suppose, for right now. We've, as far as I can see, we've got it securely at the PO box and level TV.
Well, we had to
so
buy
it's
the PO box for 6 months, that was one of the deals that was involved with this, so there wasn't a big rush to get this taken
Right.
care of instantly, so.
Maybe we can get some prices for the next meeting on the box.
Okay.
Maybe we can get a price on a new, box out front there too at the same time.
All for the, postings and stuff.
Yeah. Should we get a
Yeah, Eric's
bigger
always
one?
wanted to get a lighted one.
That's necessary. While we're on the truck, can I add that we've done the village cleanup days now, and the only items left there since they finally came and picked up the roll-off dumpster, the items that are left out there have to be disposed of in another fashion. I found that the e-waste, all the TVs, computers, whatever else is out there, the e-waste will be taken off our hands for free if we deliver it
Right.
to Cowboys, recycling in Moline, but we have to take it to them. With that said, I'd like to have someone help load up the TVs, and I will volunteer to drive the truck down to Cowboys and let them unload it all.
We can load them after the meeting.
Okay,
Taking them all
and,
down.
and then further with that said, I can get rid of all the paint and the other hazardous waste materials, including the oil and everything else that's out there, also in a separate one-time load for free, but we have to deliver it again.
And that's through Scott County.
Scott County Waste will take that for us.
I don't
Which
think-
I may be able to do as early as this Saturday morning. I'll have to see what's still left on their schedule, otherwise it'll have to be Monday or Tuesday of next week. As long as that, you know, suits the board, that's my opinion on it. Otherwise, I will listen to other opinions of how you guys want to get rid of the waste that's left over. The tires are another story. Someone threw some tires out there this year anyways, although I put two huge signs that said absolutely no tires. I believe there's 6 or 8 out there. I did find a 1-800 number, but I think we have to deliver them, and the closest I found for that was Kalani.
If you know somebody that lives in Rock Island County, they'll pick up one time free for any residents once a year,
10 tires max.
10 tires.
Uh-huh.
You have to know somebody in Rock
Well,
Island
again,
County.
we would have to drive them someday in Rock Island County, as long as we're all in agreement that the board members can use the truck, signing a waiver of liability, then I can probably get the tires taken care of too.
You're bonded to drive it already anyway.
Yeah, so, I guess if we wanna take, anybody has a better idea, or we wanna
No, it
accept
sounds
that
good.
possibility,
That sounds
then,
great to me, get it out of here.
How many tires would Kiwani take? Is
um,
that free?
yes, you have to take it there.
No,
I don't remember, I don't think there's a limit to it, you just have to deliver them on a schedule, it's a 1-800 number that I found on the internet.
Okay.
They had several locations, I think Kiwani was the closest one.
What's it cost us to get rid of them?
There's no cost, you just
No,
have to.
I just, if,
Oh, if I found somewhere closer to get rid of
Yeah,
them for a
take them to
fee?
errands or whatever.
Aaron doesn't want them, he's got too many that he's trying to get rid of already, that got dumped, that get dumped on his property. I know, automotive shop in Silva's, he said he would take them and dispose of them, I think he wants $4 or $5 a piece, because that's what it costs him
Right,
to turn it
right,
over.
right.
That's about the average, is between $3 to $6 a piece, depending on the size. And there's several, there's another shop in
Well,
East
if we
Moline,
deal with
tire shop in
the
East
e-waste to
Moline.
start out with and then try and resolve this, I don't know that I'll ever make a road trip to Kiwani in the near future,
Well, I'm not sure that I would either,
but,
but,
you know, the whole deal comes back to, I mean, if we have to deliver them down there, it's gonna be cheaper to pay somebody to get rid of them.
exactly. So, I mean, there's still 2 or 3 here, seen from last year. I'm just gonna take the other ones, sit them all also up against the fence until we find the most economical way.
I'll,
I just get rid of them.
I'll check with the owners at work. We cut them with the shear down there and put
Do
them in
ya?
that landfill.
Okay,
You get them in the landfill, we cut them, and we have a shear down there, we cut them on.
okay.
I've taken some down that come in the flood waters, and
Right.
they've helped us out by letting me bring them in.
Well, there's not many. I wanna say
I'll
there's
check and see if
7
there
out
is.
there. I think 7
You know,
total.
I
2 of them are
it's
small,
10,
like
we're
all the
talking
little,
$60, so, yeah, it's, well, it's the cost of providing this for the village, I guess.
well, so far, everything except the tires I can dispose of for free without too much hassle, without traveling too far, so.
Well, if you can take care of the other stuff, we'll deal with the tires as it comes along.
So I thought the other ones have sat out there since last year. because-
Yeah, we'll load the truck for you right after the meeting.
Okay, then, as long as no one is objected to that, we'll get it rolling, and I'll make the appointment to get rid of the e-waste and
I
take
don't
it.
think anybody's gonna object, I don't believe.
We'll take it.
But
What I was thinking on them tires, not to interrupt you, Sherry, is, if, I guess you could take a straw poll, if we was gonna haul a pickup load of tires down there, anybody that had a tire, we know we could get them for free, we could, haul a truckload down, and clean up the tires and behind everybody's garage and whatnot, but
Yeah, well, I know
I
that
don't know if
the
anybody.
Scots,
Well, yeah.
the Scots have a dozen or more stacked up behind their house that they pull out of their garage. And somebody, either by coincidence or that saw a sign that said no tires, dumped a bunch on the back road down on my other property. There's 5, 6, or 8 down there that got dumped during the week that we did cleanup week, so I find that too coincidental that happened during that week, but.
Well, there you
So
go.
we're talking already about
Well,
30
maybe-
or 40, if we want to be good
Even if we
Sams and
wanted
help
to
take care
do
of.
something like that and make the road trip to Kiwani, where it would be free at least.
Alright,
All
well, how
you
about
pay
right
for is
now?
the Fuel,
Get rid of the e-waste first, get rid of the hazmat, and then we'll see what the tire situation
We'll
ends
deal
out to
with the
be.
tires,
And figure out
maybe.
which one's most
Try
economical.
run the truck to Kiwani back for about $40, so.
Well, see if I
well,
can
that'd be
find,
cheaper
and
than
I maybe I'll
paying
find
for
someplace closer. I can,
a lot of them then.
Okay.
and while we're still on the subject of that and cleanup, I just wanted to thank everybody who helped make this cleanup week successful again, help keep everything organized, and all the residents who sorted everything as I requested. They did a really nice job this year of sorting everything out that wasn't supposed to go in that roll-off dumpster, and I think it all went really well, and everybody got to get rid of a bunch of stuff that
Was the
they.
second one full? or-
Yeah, it ended up being just about full. We probably could have packed a little bit more towards the back of it, but it was pretty full. It was pretty good. I only had to, my son helped. We removed just a few small items that got thrown there by accident. A toaster anything with a cord on it wasn't supposed to go in. A few corded items, a few crock pots, and a toaster, and a couple of lamps. Other than that, everybody was really good about keeping the hazmat stuff out of the paint and so on. So I really appreciate the help there. And I think we should next spring, do her again.
Yep. It seems to be a good thing,
Mm-hmm.
helps everybody out. Different people get to use it at different years, but,
Mm-hmm.
Just a quick little comment. If we put the word out, again, residents only, and please contact either a board member, or the mayor, or the clerk, or whatever.
Mhm.
If we can dispose of a bunch of tires and get them off everybody's properties down here.
Mm-hmm.
One time only
Mhm.
type scenario,
Mhm.
I think it'd be nice to do.
Yeah, I
big
do
truck
too.
you talking taking over, Steve?
Well, it depends what it's gonna be, we could use a semi if you want.
Oh, okay, we get rid of a bunch of
Let's
them.
not go
Well,
that
as
far.
far
We'd
as
have to
that
call and
goes,
see how many
if we're
tires
talking,
they take.
well,
Let's hope we don't
and again,
throw
I'm
one of
saying,
them
if
out.
we do the village truck, and we've got more than will fit in the back of the village truck, I've got a trailer, and I know I could fit 30 on my trailer easily, because I have
I
before.
mean, it just, one more thing, that if we can actually do that and, like on a
There's a lot
one-time
of-
basis, clean it out.
Tires sitting around.
I've actually got a couple I would just like to get rid of that way,
Okay.
so.
Well,
I can
that's-
get my brother to bring a semi down if we end up with a lot.
Yeah.
okay.
Well, we probably ought to
I-
call one to make.
I don't wanna see
Right.
people stacking
How
up,
big a
let's
load
pick
they're
a
bringing.
specific date kind of thing in the future, and just kind of
Right.
spread the word here, and
Right.
maybe next month make a decision about a date that we would do
Yeah,
this.
and like maybe do it
Okay.
September-ish or something,
Something.
right before, yeah, and that gives everybody ample notice, we could send out a postcard or whatever, give everybody ample notice that this is the day.
And
we're
they'll
gonna
only be
loading.
accepted
One
on
time
this
only.
day, and, yep,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Don't get your buddies from Rock Island and bring their tires too. We just want the ones that are here in town.
Now, yeah,
you know, you always have a little bit of that. So what do you do?
proof of residency.
Should we move?
Yep, that's all I got.
All right, I got, signs on here. I included a bunch of signs. We had it on the agenda here a while back, and we were gonna order some children at play signs, never did.
Mhm.
During the flood, FEMA shut down the boat ramp, or not FEMA, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
DNR shut down the boat ramp, but we didn't have a sign anywhere to put on, the ramp was closed. Somebody got in water, the Kelowna copter here looking for somebody got in water in Kelowna. We had a boat show up and was gonna try and put in, and I stopped him and told him, I don't think that's open yet, we don't have a sign up, I don't think it's open, but if you call DNR and they said, they say it's okay, go ahead, but he went ahead and turned around and left. But I'd like to see us get that there so we don't.
ramp closed or something that we can.
Okay,
And we
Post.
also need, like I say, we got a couple street signs missing, and I think this is just something I put on here so we can all think about this, and maybe next month we can get a list of everything we need and get them all ordered. at
okay,
the
do we
same
have any
time.
idea how many signs we're talking, how much money we're in a ballpark, and how many signs we need, and what
Right.
kind of pricing we're looking
And
at?
everybody can, as they're driving through town, can keep the right open about what street signs are missing, what we don't have.
Well, we had 5 or 6 signs that we were talking about here several months ago,
Yeah.
when we were gonna do it,
Maybe
and
we want to get some parking signs to direct the people on the boat ramp at the same time.
Okay,
That gives us a month to think about it, and get everything all in one package.
Should we maybe over by the park in the pavilion get like 15-mile-an-hour sign or something, or 20?
I don't know.
Just for that stretch?
Can we legally change the speed limit out
Yes,
here?
we can.
Well,
Of course we
I think we need to do that too in order some speed limit signs.
we can't change the speed limit on.
Right,
uh,
so
Right.
right there at,
Okay, good. I think there's a state statute, there's a minimum of 30 mile an hour.
state statute is the minimum is 30.
You gotta go
What
out
about
with
school
that.
zones when they?
Children play.
You know,
Park
I'm
zones.
children playing with it, when you're talking about school zones, yeah, there's special statute for that, I mean, at times when children are around or whatever. But, to go under that, there's supposedly, you have to have, what's called a traffic study. The whole thing with the state, and that's keep people from passing ridiculous slow,
Sure.
that happens.
Hmm,
And,
well, I guess we better check into that a little bit before we start talking about
well,
limiting.
I think just putting up the children at play signs is as
Yeah.
important as anything is.
I'm about ready to go over to talk to Susie there and have her set a speed trap right down there for the people going down the back road.
Yeah.
I got some places of people drag racing right there, right by the playground. Had a motorcycle rip rolling up through here the other day. I'm about ready to go talk to Miss Boggins there and see if we can't get a speed trap set there. You got a couple tickets and maybe people slow down. I don't like to
They
do
don't
that,
have-
but at the same token, I don't want any kids hurt.
Yep.
And I don't wanna hear from somebody that, you see them two people drag racing right to the main part of town? No, Sean wasn't here. Well, it was, and God's your blah, 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 and I don't wanna hear that stuff. I don't want it happening here, and I don't wanna be hearing about it. Well, I wanna hear about it, cause I don't want it happening here. I
And
think,
The local law enforcement does not set speed traps, they do however set up safety checkpoints. That's what they call it, safety checkpoints.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you about putting on the safety checkpoint here.
Okay, so for next month, everybody's supposed to look and come up with signs we need.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
A, OMA training and FOIA training. Shauna's completed her FOIA training online, I think Sherry's completed hers.
I did it last year, yes.
And it's been, Shauna sent a letter to, PAC office informing them that you completed your training and you and Sherry are the new officers. All the new board members are supposed to complete an OMA. I think you got a year to do it.
No,
No.
it's supposed to be
It
done within
used to,
30
but-
days of appointment.
Oh, they changed that?
Yeah, I thought we
Yes,
did.
last year they changed it.
did.
It's supposed to have been done within 30 days of your appointment and your oath. You haven't done yours yet?
I thought it was 90 days.
30.
I didn't know they changed it.
I have it.
No, for you.
Oh, all
I
right.
thought it was 90.
You just have
I
to go
read
on.
We
90
got-
on there.
We got 2 copies here.
And I believe that, Shauna, you've searched for the other ones and you don't have them, is that
No, I
correct? So
don't
I
have
made you
any
another
on
copy
file.
of mine.
Yeah, I got a copy of mine at home, I can send to you.
Scott has completed.
And I think- Yeah, actually, back in just, at our January board meeting, I turned in mine and Leo's to the former clerk, but here's a copy of mine for the OMA. And here's my FOIA completion that was done last year also.
This only has to be done once, or it has to be done?
Once only,
Once.
on the OMA, once only.
And along with that, we have I-9s down here. We had a request for everybody's I-9s. Well, not everybody, we had a request for like 3 I-9s. And we couldn't fill all of it because, we was missing one, or,
On
got
mine.
them
I'm
all.
missing all, except for two. Everybody's got the information. We had mine and Steve's. So, but Lisa has received them all since. Should that be requested again? I included a copy so that you would all see what is being,
we got everybody at I-9s now and everything's all up to date on that.
yes. Yep.
Okay, so we're all in compliance with all that, that's good. Okay. All right, you guys said last month something about wanting to set up a rules of order here. Do we wanna talk about that right now, or?
I guess all I'd like to throw out is that, you know, we kinda had couple different discussions about this, and to formalize something, I'm hesitant to just adopt Robert's Rules of Orders, but on the flip side of it, we need to have something that is at least a format, and so I'd like to just throw out that we at least propose some type of format and rules of procedure that we at least follow. And, you know, have something next month that at least further the discussion.
We wanna start
You
setting
know,
up
like I said, I'm not in favor of just adopting whole Robert's Rule of Orders. It's very cumbersome, and we could get into a lot of parliamentary procedure snafus along those lines. But on the flip side of it, it's a good guideline that we could adopt, maybe something like that, and then waive some of it.
Whatever you decide, you can always change it, it's your rules.
Yeah, and that's where I'd like to go with it.
You know,
There are
if
rules.
you wanted to, and I just throw this out there, Robert Rule of Order, and then get the Robert Rules of Orders for dummies. I'm not kidding, I mean, it's easier to understand that than trying to open the book itself, because it's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Exactly.
they seem to contradict themselves and go inside out and stand on their head half the time. But, I mean, if you wanna do that, and that, I mean, it's just a suggestion, as an opening, and then as you run into things that you do like or don't like, make a motion that as to Robert Rule, that this situation will be amended or changed to be, and I'm only throwing that out there, I'm just saying, but it's an at least existing guideline. I don't know any other existing form book or procedure book to go with, but, otherwise, if you wanna have a panel sit down and try to, well, just 2 or 3 pages of rules of,
Well, the state statutes have some specifics about how we have to go about doing things also, and that's things that we need to be aware of, that a lot of times I don't think we are all completely aware of.
so like, I mean, and I'm sure in your handbook, you've seen there's certain issues that have to be voted by supermajorities and things like, that's what you're talking about. And it's nice that you got the handbooks, because they do have that section in there that helps you understand it. And,
I just think
I
it'd
mean,
be nice to forward the conversation so that we're all on the same page and understand, and we're all living by the same set of guidelines, rules, whatever we wanna call them.
the trouble is, I don't know of any other establishment
No,
other than
sure,
Robert's, is
sure,
all I'm
sure.
saying, and, if you want.
So there actually is a Robert's Rules of Order for dummies.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
I'd say you buy it, keep a set right here, because when a problem comes up, you can go grab it.
Is it a condensed version of the big book?
Oh, yeah.
Basically, yeah.
But it's pretty good, it really is.
All right.
I think there's something along those lines that's already in there. It may actually be Robert's Rules of Order. There's,
There is a Robert's Rules of
I'm
Order.
sure at one time.
What?
It's never been formalized, and I think that's where I'm going with this, is that, you know, we jump around here a lot.
Should we check in the?
You know,
kitty?
people,
Or where'd you get
Well,
that?
you can get it right in with the bookstore's gonna have it, I mean,
Order on go on
or,
Amazon,
any,
buy a used
or
one
now,
for $3.
I don't
Barnes and
think-
Noble, we're probably gonna, I mean, if you call them and ask them, they don't have, they get it in a week or 10 days for you. And, like I said, and for, I guess what I'd say, if you do that, the Robert Rule Order as defined by, unfortunately, Robert Rule Order by dummies. Because it's easier to use than Robert's Rules is, it really is. And
sure. All I'm looking for from
you
my
aren't gonna find
standpoint is that
yourself
we
in
have,
these terrible complaints,
There-
well, once in a while you run into something.
the way I see it is that if we can establish an agenda, and that this is our agenda. Now, items for the agenda are a whole nother conversation, but this is the format of our agenda for every meeting, bar none. This is it. This is how we run our meetings. You know, you start it this way and you end it this way, and in between we do these certain things.
Well,
And I'd like to establish that first as a format, in my opinion, because then when you're dealing with this, you don't have this nonsense of somebody saying, no, we're not gonna talk about that, because it's already part of it.
Well, one thing I don't know what it is, but you should set aside or have a policy on public comment.
Yes, I agree.
And usually, they pass an order, somebody saying that the first, say, 5 minutes or someplace in the meeting after it's open, public comment, no more than, I think most of them had 2 or 3 minutes for anybody on one topic, because they can get in here and you can take
Oh,
up
sure.
hours of it. But, and it's limited for the max of, say, half an hour, 20 minutes, whatever you wanna put on it, because you gotta go ahead and do city business. That is, something that they've said you have to allow for it.
And most places put that at the beginning of the agenda.
Most of them have it.
Yeah, Henry County,
I've got it at the bottom on that.
Okay, well, and it's fine, it can be there. I didn't see it there.
Henry
Yeah, I
County
got open
board meetings are
floor.
that way.
Open, well, that's what open floor means, okay, I'm sorry.
So
That's
we
not
would
my
do,
first time here.
Well, I didn't know what was,
So we would do-
what's the proper,
Open floor for public comment, I would say.
okay.
and then just put a limit per person, a limit for the whole open floor. Open floor time, 20 minutes, 4 minutes per person or something. to
Yeah,
that
and
effect.
I-
Just a place to start with this.
Yeah. And-
You
and
know,
the
something
typical
that we
one
can
I've
adopt
seen
as
is
a
3
format to
minutes.
start out
3
with.
minutes,
3 minutes, because people start redundancy.
sure,
They start seeing the same thing over 10 times, and there's a
Sure.
point where we heard it.
right. And
3 minutes is a long time. You stand up and start talking for 3 minutes, you'll find out it's a long time.
Yeah. Like,
Well, you think we gotta,
I,
I'll have Shauna check and see what, if we can get that book, how much it is, and
I'm sure we could probably get a non-copyrighted copy off the internet.
you can probably go to Amazon.com and get a used one for $2. I'm surprised, I mean, I've bought
Whatever.
books on Amazon that are $40 at Barnes and Noble, and get a slightly used one for $2 on Amazon.
It's a place to start. It's a
Okay.
place to start.
I agree. I think
That's
I
all I
only bring
wanted
it
to
to your
do was
attention
just,
because
we'll
it's
see if we
there.
can
and
get
I
a
think-
copy of proof for next
Okay.
month. one way or
Sure.
another.
Sounds good?
And I know other mayors and people who have used them, they may not admit they've got them, but they've got them.
okay.
Okay. 10, $800 filing fee check. Do you guys wanna talk about that? We
Yeah.
wanna forget about it? What do we
No.
wanna do?
Do we know anything about it?
Well, let me tell you, I was called about that. Unfortunately, I wasn't in the mixture. I still don't have a good understanding what it is that I'll ask Joe. I don't have a problem asking about it. I don't know what it's involving.
Neither do
Neither
we.
do we here.
Well, that's-
How do you
that's the
come to
whole
know
point.
about it, I guess is what I'm saying.
Because the check was wrote in the checkbook.
The check was
Okay,
written, and we saw
the-
the checkbook.
Was written to him,
Yes.
to Joe.
Yes,
Okay, can I get a copy?
Did you,
yeah.
but I didn't bring that paper, I had to dig up for me, didn't
What paper is
I? Or
that?
no, I think Sam brought it to
And I have an email where
you. Get it home?
one of Palashik's secretary/office workers sent me an email stating that she found, because I was asking about our billing there, because we never, all the time Palashik was in our attorney, for almost the whole year, we never, to our knowledge, got any bills, but we knew he was doing something, that they had him doing some kind of work, but we didn't get. So we were trying to figure out where the bills stood. I called there, talked to whoever was in charge of the office that day, I've got her name written down, I don't remember it. And she said the only thing that she found, she called me back the next day, she said, I found an $800 entry where your mayor, Jim White, personally delivered an $800 check noting it was for filing fees to Joe Polishek, but she said Mr. Polishek's not here, and I don't know, nothing shows what these filing fees were.
What's that?
So I called 2 or 3 times since then, and I can't get.
Okay,
an
if I get a copy of this check stub or the return check, maybe a copy of that thing, I can put it in a letter to him and say, all we're requesting is information, what was this for? I have to be able to identify it.
Right, and we can't either, we can't identify what it is.
I'm not identifying what it was for, you don't have to tell me that, but I have to identify the transaction.
Right, okay.
And I need,
Well, we know what check number it was and what date it was written, and I've got the email, I can print it out that tells.
I mean, you can fax it to me, I just need something to,
Okay, I will. I can do that, and someone, one of these two can email you a copy of the check. The only other thing we know about it is that when we questioned the mayor on it, he
She
said,
went to get,
you'll,
my copy that was handed
Okay.
to us at that board meeting.
okay,
Yeah, it was handed to us, it was in our packet that was meeting, and, all it says is hand delivered by Jim White to Polishek, $800 for filing fee.
I'm sure Joel won't have a problem explaining it to me, right? But I have to be
Okay.
able to identify it.
okay.
That's all I'm asking, give me good information, and I can give him good information.
Jeanette must
I
know
get something
exactly
back
where
from
hers at, she went to go get that copy of that email. Okay, well, then you'll have a copy as soon as Jeanette gets back, and that's as much as we know. Other than that, we were just told by the mayor when we questioned him that you'll find out soon enough, you'll probably get you'll be getting something in the mail Monday. Well, that was 3 months ago, and none of us have ever received anything.
I guess all I'm saying is give it to me, I'll get him to identify it.
Gotcha.
I can't, I have to be able to identify it a little bit better.
Yep, I agree.
If this was spent without the board's approval, and we'd like to know what it's spent for.
Well, I just tell him to identify what it is, and then I'll tell you.
Okay, do we wanna get into these 5-day notices?
Yeah, I need to know what this is about.
This is 5-day notices, we sent to White and everything and all that.
Never
Got
signed
no
for 'em.
response.
They
Never
were-
signed for them.
No, they were sent back, return to sender, they didn't accept them. We just wanna cross them off, forget about it.
No,
There's too much stuff missing
there's
out.
too many things that are still unaccounted for here.
What's missing?
Well, there's a whole list of things.
3 law books are missing.
The
If you
municipal
want, I can
handbook.
go ask them, see if they have them, instead of sending and spending money.
we're missing 2 American
Like
flags.
write a
two-
list.
Two full-size American flags that we use for ceremonies, et cetera, they're not here anywhere. Because I was gonna put them up for the weekend for Memorial Day and they're not here.
Their name plaques are missing.
Name plaques, the electrical what do you call them, bulkheads, power heads, the electrical
No,
bonds.
they're up
You
there at the
did
park.
find them?
They're standing up at the park.
Well, they weren't.
Yeah, they're still on the ground down there. Nobody pulled them, that's the last time they used.
I think Sean has a list kinda going.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're, yeah, I was mowing down there Sunday.
Well,
Well, working down
I don't
below.
believe those have been there all that time, because I certainly didn't see them.
Yeah, they're saying they don't pay any attention to them because they're not, they're. I don't
Good,
know what they call
and I'm
them.
gonna address it, I know that there's been, and, well, everybody's aware, there was a lot of feelings and things and emotion going on with the new board came in and the things that were going on. Are they being approached, is it being told that they stole them, they took them, or they're hiding them? Are we approaching, do they know where they're located? Can you help us get this property back to the village?
Well-
Because if we don't get it back to the village, we'll have to replace it. And those that took it are harming all the citizens of the county, because it'll be their money spent for stuff that doesn't need to be, or are we accusing them?
No.
Because if you're
There's no
accusing them
accusation.
of taking them, two things, you gotta be able to prove it.
Right.
And secondly, it's gonna get their back up, and then you're not gonna get anything out of them.
Well, as I recall, the 5-day letters were just stating the standard thing, any and all items that you have belonging to the village needs to be returned.
I didn't know, I'm just asking how it's going, because
And
It's a
that's,
standard form.
and that's the
I
letter, yeah,
just
the
don't-
standard form letter, and that's, they refused to sign for those, and that's as far as it's gone.
Darren just offered to ask questions, and if we
Yeah,
can't
if I
get a
can-
response
If I
back,
can get like a list, maybe I can ask them instead of spending the money to have it, you know,
I mean,
sent.
I'll get this back, to you. I just wanna get a copy of it from here afterwards.
hold it for me.
Okay.
You can work with Sean to get whatever the list it is that,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be able to lay us on stuff. So. Okay, I stopped over at the accountants the other day and signed the letter. I think y'all get a copy of everything that was there.
for that tax
For
penalty.
that penalty for that tax. I think that should take care of it now. I just put that on there so I remind you, tell everybody.
What tax was it, what penalty,
It was
how
a
much was
penalty
the
fee
penalty?
for a $21 tax that was not paid like in 2011.
How much?
No, it was paid, they just didn't sign the paper.
No, they paid the $21 late, and that's why they got the $280 penalty, wasn't it?
No,
$280 penalty on a $21 tax check?
they paid the tax, but there was supposed to be a paper that was supposed to be signed. And they mailed it to the village, and whoever got the mail, that was supposed to be signed and sent, along with the payment, they got the payment, but they did not sign that paper.
So that made.
And they sent a letter, they never ever responded to it, so they gave us a penalty of $280.
For not providing a signed
Called
document.
And
getting
we
your
found
attention.
that bill laying in,
Okay.
through all the stuff in
Anyway,
there.
And at this time, it's
That's just
taken
one.
care of then?
Yeah, I believe they're gonna waive
We
that.
sent another letter, so we'll see if they're gonna waive it.
All right.
So the ball's back in their court.
Yeah,
They agreed that the $21 was paid, but
Yes.
right.
a certain document wasn't signed to go with it, so they instilled a penalty, and
Yeah.
they've agreed to waive it.
Well, they haven't agreed.
They say they're gonna try to get it.
We
Gotcha.
sent it
Gotcha.
certified to
Okay.
make sure that they got it.
Received it, gotcha.
So hopefully they'll waive it. If they don't, we're gonna have to pay it. And this has been back since 2011,
Yep.
Okay, and this is Illinois Department of Revenue?
yes.
Well, trust me, they take a long time.
Well, I thank the Kelowna Fire Department explorers, they came down and hosed off the park equipment for us, and they hosed off the boat ramp, or the boat ramp, excuse me, the pavilion and the park benches and picnic tables, and they worked with us there, let us soak them down and everything, and then they come down and hose them off, sanitize them again after the floodwaters was here. And want to say special thanks to them, and if we would like to send any little donation as our,
What are they? They're the,
Junior firefighters, I
Junior
believe.
explorers, aren't they?
Junior Corps firefighters.
And just as a gesture of goodwill and hopes that maybe they come and do something like this again, I'd make a motion, we donate $100 to their,
I'll second that, that sounds
Yeah,
good.
it was really good of them to come down and, it saved us a lot of headaches to try
you
to,
know, later in the year, we can come down and hose the lamp off the end or something,
yeah.
clean things out.
They've done that before for us.
Motion on the floor and seconded.
Motion to donate $100, Dan Boggs.
Yes.
That's to the Brewers, sorry, there's that. Davis,
Yes.
Hinkleman,
Yes.
Krogman,
Yes?
Gallagher,
Yes,
Comodino. Yes. Motion has passed.
Okay, while we're on that subject, I'd like to thank, Brian Davis and his family, Leo. Max really helped out there, really.
Okay.
All right. We spent a whole Sunday picking up debris from the floodwaters or else. And Brian put in a whole Sunday, his wife and his son and Leo's grandson, and thank them. I thank Jason Shedder for getting on a big tractor and mowing the park down there. Steve put in a lot of time mowing. We thank him. We thank Sherry for taking care of his dumpsters. I thank the whole board for working with us. And at that, I'm gonna let Lisa have the floor again. Let's see, got the treasurer.
Okay, you guys have the financials for all
One more
the,
thing, I've got to thank Greg for coming back too.
As long as we can try to have peace in the valley, it'd be good.
yeah. You all got, bills that need to be paid for June, and that's a list that needs,
This is receipts that you've got for
yeah,
things that are pending and current right now.
So
yeah,
we're looking at the shorter list, not
the shorter,
Okay.
yeah.
Total for the month is,
The only person that's on here is Greg, 'cause I
1692.47.
didn't know how long and to put his on here, so for tonight.
You're not doing this for free?
Beg your pardon.
Okay, so you can get paid next month for this one,
And Shauna and I
It's only double.
both have bought some cleaning supplies, but we're in dire need of like toilet paper, and I haven't gotten all of the
light
stuff we
bulbs.
need. Yeah, we need light bulbs and stuff, so we'll have to get
Probably wouldn't hurt to put a little decon on there too.
decon.
Oh, yeah.
With board's approval, I'd like to see it.
Thought we had that on there, I'm not sure.
I don't remember that.
So about how much do you think you need to spend to bring the office supplies, including cleaning and pest control, whatever,
Well-
up to date? What would you
There's
need?
nothing here, so.
$100
all the
and
money
$100
they've
do
spent.
it?
I doubt it. You know, light bulbs and.
Well, I don't know how much light bulbs are.
Well, and let me just throw this out. I don't have a problem with, writing a check for something like that, but, I mean, if we need to approve it ahead of time, which we should, but I also don't have a problem with you writing a check and then us approving it next month for something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree, I have no problem with that. I know that there's stuff that's needed here.
Yeah, just-
I mean, even there's no, usually the fridge is full of water.
Do we have an
on top of
account
the-
anywhere for these kind of things?
not that I know of.
I did get the water, or the money out of here, and there was like $56, but I put it in general fund, and you'll see that as a deposit, those
But
things.
isn't it the village's responsibility to keep that stock?
And then,
Beverages,
yeah.
And they buy them, whoever uses it buys them back.
Yeah. Yeah,
So we do need to kind of stock that back up again.
now, I don't know what kind of pump they had in there, because that was before my time, when I was here last, they didn't do that, so.
Well, what I'd like to do then is make a motion that we accept the bills as presented to us, plus writing a check for cleaning supplies not to exceed $100.
Just office supplies, not just cleaning, whatever.
You need office supplies also, what, paper,
Well-
pens,
No,
light bulbs.
No, you just,
I just don't know how much the light
oh,
bulb
okay,
things
all
are.
right, okay.
I have no clue.
Okay, so for light bulbs and cleaning supplies, whatever,
Toilet paper and all that.
Just basic supplies.
Ba-
restock
Basic
the,
village
I just-
supplies.
Don't know what we're doing with that.
so motion for accept the bills
Alright,
as
well,
presented
it's
and
not
$100.
another one that our Fed's gonna-
Not to exceed
what we're
$100.
doing.
This is the last bill from
Yeah.
I second it.
So I don't know what we're going to do with
Is
that.
it something pertaining to this spending of?
It was
supplies?
that last MediaCom bill that,
For the internet or,
right,
Is it on here?
it's at the bottom in question mark.
I say we send it to the person whose name the MediaCom was in.
Well, it says Village of Cleveland.
Mm.
then we pay it.
Okay.
Like I said, as presented on this sheet of paper.
Okay.
That doesn't have anything to do with the missing modem, has that been credited for, are they trying to bill us for that, or, no?
Not as far as I'm aware.
Okay, then it's on the list, pay it, I agree.
So you got now the way and we'll
Yeah.
be done with that.
Get a clean slate.
All right, so the motion is to accept bills as presented to the board and for clearing village supplies not to exceed $100.
Yep.
Dan Boggs,
Yes.
Brian Davis,
Yes.
Leo Hinkleman,
Yes.
Krogman,
Yes?
Balaguer,
Yes.
and Comodina.
Yes.
The motion has passed.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, but I gotta excuse myself. See you guys.
Oh, you got it.
Thanks, Leo.
Thank you, Leo.
See you.
I guess,
Okay, what's next?
Minutes.
What
Next
about-
month we
wait a
have-
minute, we didn't, what about the May report? Have we seen this
We're on
previously?
15.
Oh,
We're on 15.
I thought we were doing the treasurer's reports.
We just did.
We didn't talk about this one.
Those are all the checks that were wrote in
This is
May.
all, everything that's already written, okay.
Yeah.
We didn't make a motion to accept the treasurer's report, so, we haven't accepted the treasurer's report in so long.
Well, I think that.
Haven't seen one in how many
Yeah.
years?
Yeah.
Kind of shocking to actually do something right.
In the park fund, if you guys look at the back page, it was dormant because there had been no activity for a long time, and
Uh-huh.
so I put $1 in, took it off the dormant list, asked Frank if he would reimburse us some of those fees, so we got $21 back.
Awesome.
Which brings us to keep it undormant, we have to do something, either make a little deposit once in a while, or, you know.
I'll just watch
Deposit
it.
refrigerator.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say, the top and the water can in there, have you done anything with that yet? You haven't done anything?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was put
that
in
was
the
the
general fund.
56, I put it in general, 5623 was in there.
Okay, since that's not actually non-tax money, and park fund's supposed to be non-tax money, in the future, do we wanna take that and
Move it to them.
move it to the park fund?
I can't see why
That would
not.
keep it
It would
from-
keep that account from getting tagged $3 a month for being dormant, and it's such a small amount of money anyway. That $56 could have been 6 or 8 or 10 months worth for all we know. I say yes.
So do you want me to move it from general to
Well,
park?
well, here's the next question too, since, have we restocked that?
No.
No, see, we gotta do that, but I didn't wanna take the cash and do that, I
Right,
wanted
I understand.
trail,
I understand,
Yeah.
and I appreciate that too, because you want everything to be out in the open.
yeah.
But should we not restock that out of that, and what is left is actually non-tax profit,
Yep.
and should go into a non-tax body, right?
I don't know if it should or could or would, but I think it's the perfect idea.
So we take that $56 and we
We-
take in,
Mhm.
I don't know what they usually keep here.
Well-
I don't either, so.
Does
someone's
anybody
gonna-
know
Well,
what
somebody
the-
could come over next Wednesday while they're setting up and ask them, what do you guys like to drink? And that's, of course, water's always
They're gonna be alcohol.
Dr. Pepper,
Yeah.
Well, if we get a case each of that, in case of water to start with this time, and then put the rest of it into the park fund,
okay.
then we can go from there in the future and see what develops from there. And how good?
Sounds good.
Yep,
I don't know. Good idea.
well then I make the motion that the $56.23 that has been, obtained so far through the water and pop fund be taken out of general fund, buy water and pop replacement for the refrigerator, whatever you think is best, doesn't matter to me, I don't drink it. And if there's any change left from that, then it gets put into the park fund, and that the money from here on out that we obtain through the pop and water fund goes to the park fund always.
Okay.
Whether it's once a month or once every 3 months, I don't know how much they're using it, how much it's really being used, we don't know how long that change was in
No,
there.
I don't know.
Jar. Like
No.
I said, it could have been
That could be
3
2
weeks or
years,
it's
could
2
be 2
years.
years ago, you know,
So-
that, since it's been deposited, who knows?
Need somebody to second that, so we can move forward.
Oh, I'll second what she said. She's long-winded.
Let's
Not
take the
repeating.
$56 out of the general fund and, use the change goes back into the park fund
Perfect.
from now on.
You okay with going to the shop for that?
Yep.
Okay,
I can
thank
do
you.
that.
Dan Boggs,
Yes.
Brian Davis,
Yes.
Hinkleman is gone, Krogman,
Yes.
Gallagher,
Yes.
and Comodino.
Yes.
The motion is passed.
I'll buy one if you guys store in
Cases.
Yeah. I don't know how much they drink in a month.
Well, like I said, if you wanna wait till Wednesday.
Well, I was just gonna say, you get like 2 of everything too, with that much money, and still that, you'll still have change left. And
Case,
you can
couple
put
12
one
packs.
case in there, one case in the closet or something, or
Right.
something
Yeah.
now, so.
I don't know, what is a case cost, 6, 8 bucks now?
It's on sale to the temperature right now.
Okay, well, then there you go.
Take the water.
And then you leave some over, that'll be some to throw back in the park fund, keep that, keep showing activity there.
Yeah, you
Okay.
don't mind stopping.
Yep,
Great.
that's fine.
Thanks, Lisa. Okay, minutes.
Minutes.
Okay.
Am I supposed to do minutes?
Oh, wait, did we make a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
No,
We got it back up here.
all right,
I'll make a motion to accept treasurer's report.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
The motion's passed.
Okay, now we go to that.
Is there, any way to actually get like a bank statement from what we spend?
As soon as we get one for the month.
Mhm.
Definitely.
We're actually going to see a tried and true bank statement?
Yeah, I haven't gotten that one.
It's only got about
Not
6
for this
years.
month yet.
Mm-mm.
Maybe
Yeah,
after 2 years?
8.
Okay, minutes, are we now ordering minutes, do I have those?
Mhm.
I have the pile of papers to go through my life. Well, except every day in real estate law. May 2nd.
Everybody had a chance to read all the minutes, or?
Scan through real quick right now, boss. While we're going through the minutes, might I ask, Have we heard anything from the state hygienic lab since we stopped payment on that check number 3060 for $670? Have we heard anything from them? No, nothing whatsoever?
Anything from them, cause it wasn't in the village's name.
No, I understand that, but I still had to ask if you anything.
Well, since we all, we've already approved the minutes of May sixth, all we need to do is ratify them, should we just go ahead and ratify them real quick?
Sure.
Get that one out of the way.
Make a motion that we ratify the minutes from May 6th.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Here, so.
Okay, so you're abstaining.
While we're on back minutes, I think most everyone was here except for Taryn.
What
We were
month
talking
you on?
about the furnace downstairs. I realize we don't need a furnace, but should we get that looked at?
I think we should. Here sometime shortly.
I've got a really good furnace guy, and he's coming to look at mine in the next few days. You want me to see?
Let's just use
have
the
him
same
come
one.
over here and take a
No.
look at it?
No, cause I wanna use the same guy that's done messing with that.
Oh, you know who that is?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's the one that put it in.
okay, who's that?
Bond plumbing,
Vaughn,
Vaughn.
V-O-N, V-A-U-G-H-N?
He's the one that had it going, so let's let him.
Okay. Okay,
He put the water softener in, he can check all that out while he's here.
you can get over?
Can you put central in?
You can. The unit's out there,
It wouldn't take much.
I can have him look at it.
It wouldn't
See
take much.
what it
Well,
costs.
yeah.
Let's get a bid.
Yeah.
Get a bid on it. I'm gonna make that motion, Steve.
We have one out in the garage. I don't know what he charges to put it in, we can find out.
Can't hurt to
Good,
find
but
out.
yeah, don't hurt to find out. But it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have that furnace checked out.
Yeah,
Or
well,
whatever work we really do, but
right. And it worked all winter. so.
we don't know if it went underwater when it was some
I'm thinking
pump
it
quit
did.
during that
We
flood.
have no idea.
Because it got pretty wet downstairs and all of a sudden the furnace quit working. I think it was at that meeting, what we did. He was trying to get the furnace going. So it'd probably be a good idea if it went underwater, to have it checked out as soon as possible.
Okay, I will call them and have them come and check everything out.
Probably gonna call Johnny Swan and ask him, he might tell you,
For what?
for that fire.
Explorers.
Oh,
Did he make it too?
Yeah, John was down here with him,
No.
and he'll know.
Did everybody have time to read the minutes? Does anybody have any other questions or any comments about the minutes?
No, motion to approve the minutes from
May 2nd and
May
May 4th?
second and May fourth.
I second the motion.
There's something I said on here that's not in May 2nd, that I would like to put in.
What was that?
When I, said no to Shauna Duncan being clerk, and I said the reasoning for it, and it wasn't put in there. And she said, everyone's aware of my past, and I said no, for
It's-
a reason,
it's-
because of her.
It's a moot point. We don't put in conversations in here verbatim. I don't think there's any point to.
Because the other stuff was put in here, but that wasn't put in there.
Where are you at on this?
Number 4.
if you want that amended,
We can-
state how you want it amended, and well, it's not in there, I'm not gonna find it.
I don't see where it says anything about.
It had to been on the
Are you
first
talking
page,
about
right?
page
Karen?
two?
It had been the bottom of the first page,
When we voted,
right.
Well, the roll call vote's there, it says who voted aye, who voted nay, that's, what more does that need to say? Should we all amend it and say why we voted yes? For Shauna?
No.
Wasn't that what you're asking, you were asking
no,
for an ex?
I
to
gave a
ex-
reasoning why I voted no, and it should be put in here, but it's not in here.
Why should it, I'm saying, then should we all put in the reasoning why we voted yes?
You didn't say anything, you just said yes, but I would like it in there, please.
Okay.
Someone should make a motion.
Then you have to make that motion.
And you get a second, they can vote it, yes
I
or no?
motion
The motion, what?
that, to have that put back in.
What, yeah, you tell them which one.
The reason I said no, because of her past record with a felony, and when she stated everyone's aware of my past.
And that's what you wanted to put in, or what you
Yes, I
just
want
said?
that put in, yep.
I agree, Chuck,
Well, do we have it, first of all, I guess, do we have a second on that? I didn't hear anybody seconding that, so then,
I've had Gray check to make sure it was legal. He's been in touch with Illinois Elections Board, he's been in touch with Terry Patton's office, he's been in touch with IML.
They all agree as long as it's a appointed position, it can be done. I don't think that's her point, she just wants to have expressed why she voted the way
Yeah.
she did. And she's made the motion, she doesn't get a second, it dies for a second, if she gets a second, you vote on it, yea or nay, and go on.
Anybody want a
Do I
second?
have a second on that? Motion fails due to lack of a second.
Okay,
You still gotta approve them or not approve them,
right,
yeah, well, we have that on the floor, we have a,
Motion
Steve
to
made the
accept.
motion to accept May second, May
Motion to
fourth
accept.
minutes, and I seconded it.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All
Opposed?
opposed?
And
The motion is passed.
comes to our last item on this agenda, and that is open floor.
Before we open the floor real quick before we open to the public, I have two quick things. Number one, if you will accept this as, an excused absence and sign this and return it to me and make a copy. I just sent a quick note, it says, to Mayor Waterman, Clerk Duncan, and the Village of Cleveland, it's dated today. This note serves as my notice of a pending absence for the July board meeting. Please excuse my absence, as I will be on vacation at that time. It's with sincere thanks that I request this trustee program and approved by. I'm just letting you know ahead of time that I did not realize
I
that.
don't even know we're gonna have our July meeting.
Yeah, I do. It's gonna be July 11th, but I didn't know that at the time. Is it gonna be later than that?
I don't know, it's up to the board. You're gonna do that this
Well,
month.
okay.
We're
Well,
gonna
if
do that
it's,
too, right now.
if it's after July 11th, I can be here, but I'm going to be gone
I forgot
from
about
July
that.
1st through July
I'm glad you
11th.
brought that up, because, July fourth is,
I just assumed that it was gonna be on the 11th, because that would be the next
We have
Thursday
to-
following the 4th.
yeah, we have to set that right now before, we go to open floor. When do we want that July meeting?
Well, that date doesn't work for me, because I already had that vacation scheduled 4 months ago.
Anybody got any suggestions? They want it the following Thursday? We don't wanna have it on the fourth.
No.
We don't wanna have it on a Friday or a Saturday or anything.
Tuesdays or Thursdays is when we always have our meetings normally.
look at the bottom of your agenda.
What is that?
But,
I don't remember talking about that day yet,
Yeah,
the 11th.
yeah, just written at the bottom of the agenda, note, July's meeting will be held July 11th.
yeah, but we didn't talk about it, did we? Did we?
Yeah, and I talked to that at first,
Oh,
yeah.
all right, I'm sorry. I didn't know, I don't remember us
There's gonna be 11.
saying that we was gonna do it on the 11th.
Okay, well,
I
I guess you
think
are.
we talked about it, but I didn't think we actually said it.
Is
I
the
guess I gotta
11th
get-
okay with
You're gonna have to start writing things so small.
Well, at any rate, since I've been on the board for 2.5 years, I've only ever missed one other meeting, and that was because I could not
Yeah, I guess it
adjust
is
my
on
work
there.
schedule. And this will be my
I think it's
second.
on there last
Huh?
night. I said that.
Well, that's why I said, if you're gonna have it on July 11th, I am gonna be, I'm not gonna be present, because that's.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't either.
Right.
It's not set in stone.
Okay, then. We have it on the 11th next month then, right?
Okay.
Okay. All right, then let's go to open floor. This is where the audience can bombast us or whatever you want.
Well, not.
Dan, you got something, come on. What do you got for us?
When you talked about the fast traffic going down, I lived there long enough to know that people down there, they rotate. You'll have fast traffic for a while, 6 months, year or so, it'll all slow down again, because the fast traffic has moved away. We're in the fast traffic right now. Like you saw the motorcycle today, I was cutting grass, and you gotta put a sign on the farthest west part of the town, which is my yard, or they will not slow down by the time they get to the playground.
Yeah.
You put it at the playground,
It's
they'll
too
slow
late.
down when they get down to Earlene's house. So, I've asked for a children playing sign there for years.
I'm gonna get you one.
It all sounded really good, so they put another
30-mile speed limit.
30-mile speed limit. So I had 2 of those and a truck limit in the yard. Somehow the flood took the truck limit out. I think it was when I guided that piece of ice toward it. But if you want them to slow down, you gotta start them early. You can't put it at the playground. Just get a big children playing sign, put it on my side of the road, right at the end of my yard. At least the landing will slow them down, because they are coming through there.
If they have any intentions of slowing down,
Well, it's going to catch their eye.
it might catch their eye, but is it gonna catch their brain?
They look past my house, and they don't see, they're going so fast, they see the pavilion. So they're looking past my house. Anybody that came by there on a motorcycle was damn lucky they didn't hit my giant dog when I had him, or they'd gotten killed on it. But they slow down there because the road drops, and they hit the landing. They land at my house, but they don't slow down until they get to the pavilion. By then, they're right on top of the park.
You see it firsthand, how many,
Like I
many-
said,
there's 20 cars going by in a day, let's just use that. How many of them are speeding
You-
beyond crazy?
you'll get weekends that are worse,